Spider-Man 3 will most see as the worst of the original Spider-Man trilogy. It has its issues, I'll admit, but I still love it. Yes, the effects are bad sometimes. Yes, it struggles under multiple plot lines. These are fair criticisms. But it also has its fair share of some pretty great elements and moments, one of these being Venom. Venom being the villain Sam Raimi did not want to be in the film. But I think Venom in Spider-Man 3 is not only a good villain, but further positively impacts the film as a whole. Let's start with how the Venom character was adapted. In the comics, Venom is a massive hulking monster, but is also goofy and loves chocolate. It's very clear that the 2007 Venom is not very comic accurate, but I think that's a good thing. Because of Sam Raimi's lack of interest in the character, he chose to change Venom almost completely to better fit the story he wanted to tell, while still keeping the core aspect of the character, being the darker version of Spider-Man. What if Spider-Man was bad, if you will? Now let's look at Eddie's character here. I think casting Topher Grace as Eddie Brock and not a giant wrestler significantly helps the character and adds more dimensions. In this world, Eddie is almost exactly like Peter, weak and just trying to make it in the city, with the only difference being that he didn't get bit by a radioactive spider and grow as a person. He developed a fat fucking ego and changed into a petty, insecure dick, something we see Peter go through as well, only after attached to the symbiote. In this universe, the differences between Eddie Brock and Peter Parker are when they got their powers. One got them when he was in high school, so he had time to learn not to use them for selfish reasons. The other got them after he had changed himself into something worse, with no one around to guide him in the right direction. Good man becomes great, bad man becomes worse. It's actually kinda simple, but still quite effective. I remember people complaining about Venom just being Topher Grace in the Venom suit, but picture this. Eddie Brock is a massive fucking muscle man who publishes a fake article and gets exposed by Spider-Man, then developing a hatred for him, which becomes worse when he comes into contact with the symbiote, so Spider-Man then has to fight an even bigger, black monster man. In other words, an accurate adaptation of the Venom from the comics. Yeah, that doesn't really fit these movies. Throughout the previous two, Sam prioritized the human sides of the characters, including the villains, and I think his decision to downgrade Venom significantly improved his character and made him a better fit for this trilogy. Finally, I want to talk about how Venom's inclusion relates to the theme of the movie. Spider-Man 3 is about forgiveness, a theme that further highlights the differences between Peter and Eddie. Peter, once out of the symbiote, is able to forgive the man that killed his uncle and try to save the man who killed his best friend, just like a few minutes ago. Eddie remains just as petty as he was before the symbiote, just now with the power to do what he wants. He will not forgive Peter for embarrassing him and tarnishing his reputation, and once out of the symbiote, he'd rather die than be without his power. Eddie lets revenge drive him and pays the price, something Peter went through in the first film. Pretty fitting endings to the arcs of both characters. In fact, side note, this movie has some really great endings to all its characters with one exception. Also, another side note, I love how the symbiote having a mind of its own is developed throughout the film, from it landing in the park for some reason to it manipulating Peter into destroying his relationships, to it making Peter openly embarrass Eddie, just to rub things in, to it finally getting hold of its now more emotionally vulnerable host and manipulating him to its will, and eventually the destruction of them both. It's just, I love it. I can't be the only person that thinks that Venom is a great element of Spider-Man 3. Among other really great elements, like this awesome poster. I have this on my wall. Through changing a lot of Venom for this film, juxtaposition is created between Peter Parker and Eddie Brock to positively impact and develop both of their character arcs and how they mirror each other and showcase the other's growth. And this decision plays a big part in the, in my opinion, near perfect finale of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy.